This might be the most broken tower to come out of the latest update in Bloons DD6. Now the tower in question is the rubber to gold alchemist, and what they did in the previous update was they allowed the golden potion, which is essentially the money making potion, right? They allowed that thing to disable properties from Bloons. So what this means is that, for example, if you were to send a DDT, if that DDT gets attacked by the golden potion from the alchemist, it would get its property removed. You would be able to attack the DDT with basically all types of towers. Now, to be honest, that rollout in update 47 wasn't exactly as spectacular, and it was kind of welcomed as a meme change. So in update 48, they doubled down on this. So here's the changelog from update 48, and the craziest thing is that the attack cooldown of this golden potion got reduced from 5 seconds to 2 seconds. Now keep in mind, the golden potion is the potion that actually allows the rubber to gold alchemist to make money. It increases the cash per pop by 200%. In addition to this, they increased the splash radius of the potion, they made it work with the 104 alchemist, which is the better crosspad, and they extended the duration of this golden potion. So basically the question now that we're asking is how broken of a farm this rubber to gold alchemist is, because if this guy is launching that golden potion in like every 2 seconds, that means that every single bloon that is going to be coming out is just going to be making you extra money. And I'm pretty sure that Ninja Kiwi kind of knew what they were doing in the first place when they did this change, but they were like, let's see what happens for an update or two. So that's exactly what we're going to be trying out in this video. So there are a couple things happening, so let me walk you guys through everything on screen. We're playing a lich. This is the normal lich, by the way, not the elite one, and so the goal for this video is this. The total amount of money that you make from rounds 1 to 120 is $256,000. I enabled the least cash modifier up top, which is going to keep track of how much money we spent so far, and by the end, I want to, or at least by round 120, I want to spend all the money that we make. So the goal, or the question today, is how much extra cash is this new rubber to gold gonna make us, and are we able to beat an entire normal boss just by having this guy on the field? So we're going for absolutely zero farms, nothing else, just this guy, and then we're gonna try and buy defensive towers and see if that's gonna work, which I know sounds absolutely ridiculous, but we're gonna try and make it work today. Alright, so round 27, we just got the money for the 004. I'm gonna get the 104. I'm gonna set this guy on close, which I think is the best targeting, and we're starting with about 6.8k spent so far. Now I'm gonna try and squeeze out a little bit more pops from this guy, so I'm just gonna have the one. We're not gonna be spamming like all of these guys across the screen, but I do want to get like a glue. The glue is gonna be slowing down all the bloons, which is gonna, I guess, buy some time for this guy to coat even more bloons. I guess with all this extra attack speed with the golden potion, you're not supposed to like need the glue in the first place, but it's like super cheap, and honestly, if we're trying to min-max this thing, I mean, why not? Let's just get it. Let's just give both of these guys a little bit of extra attack speed, and then the camo detection is gonna be nice. Alright, so 38, and guys, this is crazy. Every single bloon that's coming out seems to be coated in gold, which is this looks a little bit broken. I'm gonna be honest. The second that I saw this patch notes, I knew there's something wrong with this guy. You cannot have the golden potion be at like 2 seconds, man. Is this thing strong enough so that you can have it on screen and defend the lead boss? We're about to see. So I'm gonna defend this guy with like what? With like this thing? I guess the full auto. Let's see if this is gonna be enough. No buffs as well, so no alchemist or such. Just this guy doing its own thing. How are we doing with the lich soul? I would rather have the elite defender at this point. The soul is kind of ticking. Thankfully, this is only the normal one, so it's ticking for like 1 life, but this is slow, to be fair. And just keep attacking the soul, which is making it quite far, but the money is about there for the elite defender. Yeah, there we go. Let's just buy this guy, now switch it to strong, and this should speed things up a decent amount. The second that we're done with this boss, I'm actually gonna look at, and I'm gonna post it here on screen so that you guys can see how much money you're supposed to have by this point, and see by how much this thing is out producing. So this is gonna be the last call, and after this thing is done, we have so far spent $41,000. We have 6k in the bank, so let's actually see how much money you're supposed to have by this point. Alright, so we're around 44, and it's 23,000. Is this correct? I mean, I know that this like lich spawns a modified around 40 because it spawned like an extra mob or two, but this is like we're doubling the amount of money that we need to have by this point. This is insane how much money this guy's making. Holy man. You know what we should do though? This sniper is intercepting the bloons before the rubber duel can even attack them, so I think we're kind of hurting ourselves by keeping this guy on screen a little bit, so I'm actually gonna sell it. It was probably a good idea to keep him on the screen for the tier 2 boss as well, but it's fine. We can rebuy it because this guy is making money like crazy. 47,000 in the bank on round 49. Let's use the door's level 3 ability. I think we should be getting a little bit more defensive towers. So let's get the sharpshooter, and then what are we looking at? Can we actually afford the Paragon? I think you should be able to afford the Dark Paragon without doing anything, right? But let's aim for something a little bit more expensive, like maybe the Tack or even the Boomer. I think the Boomer is a little bit too expensive, right? What was the price on this guy again? 250k. I cannot believe my eyes currently. We have $90,000 from round 59, and we're only farming with this little guy, the Robert to Gold gold alchemist. This is wild. So just keep in mind what's been happening so far. We defended the tier 1 with the elite defender, which is not how you defend the normal boss, but how you defend the elite boss. And now for this tier 2, we are gonna buy a mat because we just have the money to do so. What a tower this Robert to gold is. This is insane. So basically, I just threw this guy on the screen, and so far he's helping us defeat an elite boss essentially, even though like I launched the normal one because I wasn't exactly sure if like we're gonna be able to handle the elite one. But honestly, I don't know, like can we? So far we've spent $124,000, and if you combine the total amount of money that we have, which is about 24, you're looking at about 150k by round 62 at this point. Absolutely wild stuff. I don't know, guys. Like I don't know, can we like afford a Paragon for the next one, or what is even happening? No, actually just hit me. The maths is a little bit off because here's what happened. We got the money for the elite defender, but we sold it and then we spent the money again, and I think that counts as like double the amount of money that you spent basically. Alright, so in order for the calculation to be correct, we need to take out the sell value of the elite defender, which I would assume is gonna be about what, like $17,000 give or take. So yeah, we still made a lot of money, don't get me wrong. It's just a tiny bit less than what we've calculated so far. So I'm gonna keep this thing in mind for the end of this game, but so far this has been nothing short of impressive, and I think we're gonna keep the mat, honestly. Now that I know how this thing works, I'm not gonna sell it. Alright, so tier 3 boss is about to appear. We are at 124k spent and 124k in the bank, so I think that the mat is gonna be able to handle this guy by itself, right? Let's actually see. I did just use the mat ability, so it's gonna come off cooldown in a second, and I think if we play off of the mat ability, yeah, we should be able to be taking down at least like one skull per mat ability. Although let's just pop the lich soul, and then we need to sell this alchemist, by the way. It's gonna heal the boss a little bit, but it's fine. I think the problem that we have now is that the mat is kind of in a bad spot because there are mob class bloons in its way, so not all of these rockets are making it through the boss. So it's just gonna be mainly ability for ability to defeat the tier 3. But the good thing is that we are making money, we are saving a lot of money, and then I guess we're going for paragons, guys. Alright, this is call number 3. Let's focus down the lich soul. It doesn't take for a lot, it's only like 5 lives, I guess, but we should be kind of keeping note of it. Let's use the ability, which is gonna leave the invulnerability phase in a second, and hopefully this ability lasts long enough so that it hits the soul a little bit. No, it's gonna be fine. Alright, there we go. I mean, can you defeat an elite boss like this? I'm not exactly sure. I think the elite boss is still like a nope, but just keep in mind how much more easier normal bosses got, because you don't need to place farms and just think about what you're gonna do. Just drop this guy at the start of the track, guys. That's about it. Just drop him at the start, give him a glue so he glues as many bloons as possible, have those bloons be attacked by the Robert to Gold potion, which is for some ridiculous reason on a 2-second cooldown now, and you're gonna have like look at this thing, 150k plus a mat in the bag. This is insane. There goes the tier 3, by the way. Yep, absolutely no issues so far. We've not spent a lot of money, but for the tier 4 we're gonna have to do so. Alright, so we do need a little bit of additional help, right, in defending with these bloons, and I think I want to go for the Tag Paragon. The Tag Paragon's price is kind of in the middle between the dart and the boomerang. So here's what's happening. We're around 95, right? And around 95, the amount of money that you are supposed to have if you don't generate any additional income is 148,000. And guess how much money we've spent so far? 148,000. Now, if you take a look at the amount of money that we have in the bank, it's $223,000. So basically, we are outproducing by like an insane margin at this point. I am incredibly confident that what you guys are looking at is the most broken tower in BT6 to come out of update 48, unless like something else is bugged or whatever. This thing is making absurd amounts of money. This should not be happening. So we're missing a lot of cash, actually. We can probably sell this Dark Monkey, or probably sell something else if necessary, but honestly, I would rather not. Again, our towers defeat the tier 4 by themselves. I'm using the Mad ability, which is gonna take, how much is this gonna take off of the tier 4 boss? It took away like half an HP bar, maybe a little bit more than that. I would rather that we survive this tier 4 boss without buying anything else, because for the tier 5, we do want to get the Tag Paragon, obviously. Oh, those deities are really fast though. Are we gonna defend them? No, it doesn't look like it, actually. Maybe the ball of light is gonna snipe them? Nope, never mind. Okay, let's restart from this last round. So let's actually try and make $200,000, and then we buy the degree 1 tag, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna be fine. We could have, by the way, opted for like the cheapest choice, which is the Dark Paragon, and this thing would destroyed it by itself, but it's fine. Let's have a little bit of fun. We're gonna get the money in a second, and hopefully this stack is gonna be enough. There we go. Alright, so let's get the Crucible Steel and Flame, just like a degree 1. I guess it's gonna be maybe even a little bit more just because the pops is gonna be degree 4. Alright, actually this thing does not have any camo detection, so we do need to get a sub to reveal these DDTs that this guy's gonna be summoning, and let's just start using up all these abilities and everything. We need to use the mad ability. Actually, you know what? There's a green light for us to start using the mad ability as well, so let's just use it like this, get us some merge support here up top, and hopefully this is gonna be fine. I mean, the attack is doing its thing for sure. We do have the meteor ability, we do have the maelstrom one, so as soon as he leaves the invulnerability, I think we should use the maelstrom right now. Oh my god, these DDTs, they're super fast. Let's launch it. Alright, so I think we just need to be a little bit more careful versus these summon DDTs. So let's save the mad ability for them. Let's also make sure we're getting the submerged support, and we're gonna have a skull summon right now. Okay, so there go a lot of DDTs. Let me just use the mad ability. Hopefully this is gonna be fine. Let's get the submerged support to decamo everything else. Okay, so the mad ability is on cooldown, so hopefully no summon DDTs this time. Oh, let's use the meteor. Actually, I think the meteor sniped. It only summoned one, but I think we sniped it, and then for the next skull we should have the mad ability plus the maelstrom. Alright, this is getting a little bit tricky, by the way. This is only a tier 4. Alright, 2 skulls left, round 103, and are we summoning any DDTs? 2 of them, I think. We do have the mad ability for this one. I think we have to use it. That's we have no choice. All right, let's I don't know, let's kind of chill for a second. Honestly, I don't think we're doing too much damage because the boss is outside of the range of the Paragon. So let's chill. Let's get the mad ability up, and I think we do have this one when we're done. It's gonna be close. Hopefully no DDT summons. Let's use the maelstrom ability. The mad ability is coming out, and we do get it. And yes, I think that's gonna be fine. All right, we do take down the tier 4. That was really close though. All right, so round 110, so only 9 rounds left to go, and then this guy is gonna get sold, and then we're gonna see how much money we've made in total. It's a huge number, we can already tell, but let's actually see what is gonna come down to in a few rounds. And after 120 rounds, these are the final numbers: 106k in the bank and 425k spent. Now keep in mind, we did sell the elite defender at one point, which is about a 17k hit, I think, to total. But by this point, if you weren't farming at all, you would have had about $250,000. So this Robert the Gold Alchemist is absolutely insane. What a change this is. I mean, I really can't believe what's going on. Alright, so let's try and reconstitute our defenses, and let's see if we can defeat the tier 5 boss, which is going to be the ultimate thing, essentially, with the amount of money that we've made. Alright, so here's what we're going for. We're going to go for the Dart Paragon. We do have the money to buy this guy. We bought a bunch of upgrades, and hopefully this is... Do we put all the money into this thing? I don't think we do. I think we actually leave a little bit of cash for 2 things. Number 1 is going to be a decamo sub, and number 2, I think I want to get a Moab glue actually to kind of stop some of these ETs. So let's see the degree on this guy. Should be kind of high. It's a 40. Alright, so is degree 40 going to be able to defeat this last tier of lich by itself? Let me also get this thing, the Moab glue, set it on strong. Let's see if a degree 40 dart is going to be able to handle a 2 million lich by itself. I think it is, and if we're concerned about something, it's probably going to be like these super fast DDTs or whatever. So let's just get like another decamo sub here at the bottom. Okay, there we go. That's the first lich. This guy is taking for 17 HP actually, so let's kind of be careful and not allow this thing to leave on the screen for too long. It's not going as fast, honestly, but I think we have it, right? I mean, can we help this Paragon in some other way? Like maybe we get some damage amplification towers, like maybe an Embrittlement Ice over here. Yeah, sure, let's have an Embrittlement Ice like this on the other side. Buy this a 401 just for the extra range. I think you should be able to hit the lich when he's up top. And there we go, so 2 skulls left, and this Dart Paragon seems to be doing it, guys. I am very confident that we actually do have this thing, unless we resummon some ridiculous and super fast DDTs, which the Dart projectiles are just not going to be able to hold. I'm pretty sure that we do have this one in the bag so far, and this is gonna be the last call. 5k in the bank, but guys, this is absolutely wild. Okay, so no DDT spawns. That's really good. We can use is it time for us to use the Dora's Ball? Actually, I think it is. Let's actually use the level 20 ability, just clean out these respawn, these chain mobs. The HP on the chain mobs is actually increased a little bit, so you do want to be really careful with that thing. But here we go, we actually do take it down. That is insane. So here's the takeaway from this video: instead of just sweating and farming for the entirety of the normal boss event, you can just drop a 104 alchemist, set it on close, and you can just buy whatever you want that you're gonna clear like that. Alright, so just as the tier 5 was about to pop, my game crashed for some reason, but we did get the win, and that's the most important thing. So yeah, Robert the Gold, absolutely insane. If you guys have tried it, let me know how your experience was with the new Robert the Gold. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.